This is a very short video just to show you how to celebrate your life's events through your desktop wallpapers. In other words, I will show you how to set up your wallpapers so that you can change them very quickly to a particular set of images that, for example, celebrate someone's birthday or someone's wedding anniversary, or how to have different wallpapers based on the seasons of the year. In the example shown here, imagine that I am a week from my wedding anniversary. I can change all of the wallpapers showing nature scenes to a new set that are all from my wedding. This switchover can be done with only 3 clicks of the mouse. Let's get started. The way we do this is to set up folders that we will store each category of wallpapers in. So for example, I tend to keep all of my wallpaper files under a My Wallpapers folder, as you can see here. If I set my desktop wallpaper settings to point to this folder, then it will cycle through the wallpapers I have in that folder, as you can see happening here. However, it is also okay for me to create additional folders in here, as you can see me doing here. Within each of these folders, I can also add pictures that are relevant to that subject only. So for example, I can add pictures about Bob's birthday or about my wedding anniversary and so on. Now the nice thing about this is that if I don't change anything on my desktop customization settings, the wallpapers that I saw before are the same ones I see now. In other words, Windows doesn't take any notice of the folders I have added. However, if my wedding anniversary is coming up and I want to have desktop wallpapers that remind me of my wedding, then all I do is set my desktop personalized folder to the My Weddings Anniversary folder as shown here, and now the wallpapers cycle through pictures of my wedding. If a week after my wedding anniversary has passed, I want to go back to my default wallpapers again, I just need to change the desktop personalized folder back to the original one, and it is done. In the next section we will jump to the desktop and I will show you how to set these up. If I go to my desktop and right click, I get a menu like the following. At the bottom of the menu is a selection called Personalize, and you should click on that. That will bring up a screen that allows us to personalize the background, or wallpapers as they are normally called. You will see I have the background set to slideshow, and that is what you should select as well. You can also see that the current album I am using is a folder called My Wallpapers, as I described earlier. If I select Browse, I get taken to a File Explorer style window. We don't need to change anything here, but should note the location as we will add the other folders into here. You can see in my case the location is This PC, Pictures, My Wallpapers folder. If I now open a File Explorer window, as I have done here, I can navigate to the folder I took note of a minute ago. When I get here you can see the pictures that are currently being shown as the wallpapers. I will make them a little bit bigger so they can easily be seen. These images, by the way, have all been taken from Unsplash, which is a website that gives you access to copyright-free images. I will place a link in the description. I can now add in the other folders that I would like to use for a set of wallpapers. These are the same folders as I described earlier. So here is Bob's birthday and my wedding anniversary. I will just make the size of the folders a bit smaller so you can see all of them. Now we will add Edna's birthday and summer holidays. I now have a folder and file structure as was described earlier. With this arrangement I can choose any of these folders to be the source of my wallpapers. Now if I go back to my desktop and select Personalize again, I see the My Wallpaper folder again, but if I now go into it, my new folders are also in there. If I don't change the location of my wallpaper selection, however, I continue to get the wallpapers I currently have in that top level of the folder. Let's now select my wedding anniversary wallpapers. I follow the same approach of going into the browse control, and now when I am in there I select my wallpapers folder, and then I select my wedding anniversary, which appears in the folder bar at the bottom. By selecting choose this folder, the wallpapers that appear are now wedding ones. Happy days and cheers to the married couple. When the wedding anniversary is passed, I can go back into Personalise and select the Browse button again, and once in the Select Folder area I can go up one level and select My Wallpapers, and we will be back to my default wallpapers again. If you did find this video useful, please consider hitting the like button, and if you would like to see more videos of this type in the future, please consider subscribing. See you soon.